The world of cryptocurrency is often calm, with gentle price changes that go unnoticed, but sometimes a big wave comes and grabs everyone's attention. That's what happened today with EOS. On September 2nd, 2025, EOS suddenly jumped in value while other coins stayed quiet. This kind of move makes people ask, why now? What does it mean for EOS? It's like a sudden burst of light, making everyone look. EOS is a cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's built for developers to create apps, aiming to be fast and efficient. For a long time, its price was low. This jump breaks that silence. Now, everyone's watching, wondering if this is just a spark or the start of something bigger. An 11% increase in a single day is a very noticeable event in any financial market. For EOS, this was its largest one-day gain in several weeks. Imagine waking up to find your assets have grown significantly overnight. This kind of rapid price movement can happen for many reasons. Sometimes it is caused by a specific piece of news related to the project, like a new partnership or a technology upgrade. Other times, it can be the result of a large group of investors deciding to buy the coin at the same time, creating a surge in demand. In the case of this recent EOS jump, the specific trigger is not immediately obvious, which makes it even more interesting. It suggests that there might be a shift in market sentiment, where more people are starting to believe in the potential of EOS again. For a coin that has been trading in a relatively narrow price range for some time, a sudden 11% jump is like breaking through a ceiling. This breakout suggests that the coin has found new momentum. It tells traders and investors that the period of stagnation might be over, and a new trend could be starting. This surge provides a moment of validation for the project and its supporters, proving that it still has the power to surprise and capture the market's attention. Let's take a closer look at the numbers from today, September 2nd, 2025. EOS reached about 70 cents, specifically $0.7071, its highest point of the day. That's an 11.28% jump after weeks of sideways movement. Trading volume was around $852,000, just a tiny fraction of the total crypto market. This suggests the price move may have been driven by a small group of traders or a specific event. While positive, this jump is just a small step on EOS's long road back to its former value. To truly understand the scale of the EOS movement, we must compare it to the largest and most well-known cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. On the same day that EOS jumped by over 11%, Bitcoin also saw a positive movement, but it was much smaller, at just under 2%. Bitcoin's price was trading at an impressive $110,213.40. This immediately shows us the vast difference in the scale and stability of these two digital assets. Bitcoin is like a massive ocean liner. It moves with immense power, but it takes a lot of force to change its direction quickly. Smaller, less valuable coins like EOS are more like speedboats. They can make sharp, fast turns and accelerate rapidly. The market capitalization of Bitcoin further illustrates this difference. At the time, Bitcoin's market cap was approximately $2.195 trillion. This single cryptocurrency accounted for 57.67% of the entire cryptocurrency market's value. The fact that EOS surged by a much larger percentage than Bitcoin suggests that its recent rally was driven by factors specific to EOS. This comparison gives us perspective on risk and reward. EOS's recent performance is a notable event for its own ecosystem, but it remains a small ripple in the vast ocean dominated by Bitcoin. Another important comparison for EOS is with Ethereum. Both EOS and Ethereum are designed as platforms for smart contracts, which are self-executing contracts with the terms of the agreement directly written into code. This technology allows developers to build decentralized applications for things like gaming, finance, and social media. For a long time, EOS was promoted as a potential Ethereum killer because it promised to offer faster transaction speeds and lower fees. On the day of the EOS surge, Ethereum's price was actually down slightly, by 0.3%. This is a stark contrast to EOS's 11% gain. Ethereum's market capitalization stood at a massive $529.3 billion. The different price movements on this day highlight the diverging paths these two projects have taken. While EOS was experiencing a sharp, isolated rally, Ethereum was trading steadily, reflecting its status as a more mature and established asset. The dream of EOS overtaking Ethereum has not materialized. EOS, in contrast, has struggled to maintain momentum and developer interest over the years. The recent surge is a hopeful sign, but the real test for EOS will be its ability to innovate and reclaim its relevance in the competitive smart contract arena. To understand where EOS might be going, we must first understand where it has been. The history of EOS is one of great ambition, massive hype, and significant challenges. It was introduced to the world through one of the longest and most successful initial coin offerings in history, which lasted for a year and raised a record-breaking $4 billion by mid-2018. This massive fundraising campaign created enormous expectations. The project, led by developer Dan Larimer, promised to create a blockchain that could process millions of transactions per second. In its early days, the hype was real. The price of EOS soared, reaching its all-time high of nearly $23 in April 2018. Investors and developers were excited by the promise of a highly scalable and user-friendly platform. However, the journey after the launch was not as smooth as many had hoped. The project faced criticism regarding its governance model, which some argued was not as decentralized as it claimed to be. As the initial hype faded, the price of EOS began a long and steady decline. The recent 11% jump, therefore, is not just a random number. It is a flicker of life in a project that many had written off. The recent performance of EOS did not happen in a vacuum. It's important to understand the broader environment of the cryptocurrency market in September 2025. The market as a whole is in a state of maturity and flux. After years of explosive growth and dramatic corrections, the digital asset space is more established than ever before. We see this in the price of Bitcoin, which is trading well over $100,000. This is no longer a niche hobby for tech enthusiasts, it's a major global asset class. However, this maturity also brings new challenges. The market is more crowded and competitive than ever. Platforms like Solana, Cardano, and Avalanche have emerged as serious competitors to Ethereum. This means that older projects like EOS cannot rely on their past reputation. They must constantly innovate and prove their value in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. The key question for the long-term health of EOS is whether it can adapt to this new, more demanding market climate. After a surprising 11% gain, the most important question on every investor's mind is, what happens next? The future potential of EOS depends on its ability to overcome its past challenges and carve out a new identity in the crowded blockchain space. One path to renewed growth lies in technological innovation. The EOS network must continue to evolve. This could involve upgrades to its core protocol to improve performance, enhance security, or introduce new features. Another critical factor for the future of EOS is the growth of its ecosystem. A blockchain platform is only as valuable as the applications built on top of it. For EOS to thrive, it needs to attract talented developers who will create compelling games, financial tools, and other decentralized applications. The EOS Network Foundation, which now leads the development of the ecosystem, plays a crucial role here. Furthermore, the narrative surrounding EOS needs to change. For years, the project has been associated with its controversial ICO, governance issues, and declining price. The recent surge could be the first small step on a long road to recovery, or it could be a temporary blip. For anyone considering an investment in EOS, the recent price surge serves as both an opportunity and a warning. The 11% gain in a single day demonstrates that the coin is far from dead. It is a signal that there is still trading interest, and that, under the right conditions, the price can move significantly. For a trader looking for short-term opportunities, this kind of movement can be very appealing. However, a long-term investor must look beyond a single day's performance. The broader context for EOS is one of immense challenge. It is a project that is down more than 96% from its all-time high. An investment in EOS today is a bet that the project can overcome these substantial hurdles. This is a high-risk, high-reward proposition. In conclusion, the 11% surge is an interesting development that puts EOS back on the radar for many. It provides a glimmer of hope for the community and a potential entry point for risk-tolerant investors. Whether this surge is the start of a new chapter or just a brief moment in the sun remains to be seen.